All right, so can we please not make a sequel to this movie? All right, it's time for us to do another Flicks and Giggles. I'm X. I go to the theater all the time. She's Reed.
And I don't.
And summer movie season's coming in hot, so getting back into the groove with Sinners. It's Ryan Coogler's fifth outing as a director in the director's chair, running things and writing it. So I'm going to try and break it down, go through what it's about, what happens, and how we feel about it. All right, this movie is a lot of allegory, serious through lines in the themes that are going through. I've seen a lot of videos that I think I want to address something about really quick. This is not a vampire movie. This movie is not about vampires. It's
Oh,
not about music, even though it contains both of those things. It is about one good day and one awful night. Specifically, the best day and the worst night in the entire life of the character Sammy the Preacher Boy. And he is the cousin of Michael B. Jordan's characters, the Smokestack twins, who have kind of done their it's a homecoming movie for them. They've gone away from the deep south. They're from like the Mississippi Delta area.
okay.
They went to Chicago. They didn't come back, and now they're going to take some of this money that they have clearly gotten from ill-gotten gains. What up, Miko? And they're gonna open a juke joint and
Okay.
kind of strike out their business setup in their hometown in Clarksdale. That's what the movie's about, and it's about the day as they're building up this nightclub and well, what's going to be this juke joint. I'm gonna keep saying juke joint. It's not a nightclub. And as the night comes, business starts kicking up, and then that's where we get into the supernatural as the vampires make their presence much more powerfully felt in the movie.
Okay. So, my question before you get into it, just quick yes or no. Or no, quick answer. I don't know how to say that. Um, is it more of a serious movie or is it like a comedy? Because I've never seen anything of it. Nothing. I haven't seen a trailer. I haven't seen anything.
I envy the fact that you could look at this potentially and be just like so unaffected and not spoiled. It is not a comedy. This is a proper drama,
Okay.
and it does put its foot in the horror aspect a little bit, but
Okay.
it's difficult to throw this into one genre because it's not super scary, but there are jump scares. It's
Okay.
not without comic relief because there are several moments where you're gonna laugh pretty hard that they're really funny. But it's very natural comedy in all the situations from the different characters. It's a very living movie. Everyone's characters and things they're natural. It's not like it doesn't feel too much like there are just little contrived moments designed to like, ooh, let's give the audience this. They're just going.
Okay.
All right, so what happens is now we got the Smokestack brothers. They're coming home. They got Hooch. They got a property deal, which really is the first thing that kind of first domino that starts the whole cascading effect of getting the movie going.
Okay.
And they're back in Clarksdale to get their juke joint popping, and they got to find blues musicians and food and kind of stack the club up with well
Like
the
Boom
juke
Boom Room.
joint up
Raise Boom Boom Room.
with
Okay.
they gotta get this party staffed before they can have this party jumping. So, not in any particular order. I'm just kind of going through them how they stuck out in my mind. They get in town, they split up because they got a lot of ground to cover. So they first hit up their little cousin Sammy, who I kind of think is like the most central character of the whole thing because it's all about him at the end of the day. And
Mm.
then they split, and one of the brothers has got to go talk to the Chow family. They have a connection with most of these people. They're from here, so they need the Chows to kind of help her. They own a market in town, so they got to cover food. They got to get a sign made to put over the door. They got to holler at Delta Slim, played by Delroy Lindo, old school harmonica playing serious blues musician. He's a musician. He's got a steady job at one of the other clubs in the area or something. So they want to get him because he's gonna bring in a crowd and get people going, and they want stable music.
Okay.
And then they got to hit up my girl Annie, who I think is the female lead of the movie. In all honesty, that's history. There's there's a lot there. I'm gonna come back to that. Let me circle back to that. That's almost spoilers. And then they got to holler at your man Cornbread,
Cornbread.
Omar Benson. Is his last name Miller? Omar Benson Miller, I think his name. He's gonna be the bouncer. So everyone they're talking to in town has a purpose or a role, at this club. So it's very, very put together. And that's what they're spending this day doing. But to get their cousin Sammy, his father is the preacher. That's why he's called Preacher Boy for the first half of the movie, for the most part. Oh man, don't want him playing that devil music with that guitar. He don't want him singing like that. You gotta sing the church music, boy. You gotta get this gospel. So he's got that little conflict, but it's basically his day off or whatever. So he's just like, nah, I'm going with my cousins, and his daddy don't like them too, and they're obviously criminals. So he's departing, kind of getting his time to spread his wings, get a little life in him. He's young, but he's not like a baby. But he's baby faced it, so he's still very new.
Baby faced.
Fast forwarding through it a little bit, I'm leaving out a couple characters, but I'm coming to them. Party starts to go hard, and as the party picks up, when they finally get it kicked off, I'm skipping over a lot of movie because I'm trying not to spoil stuff. That's where we get to the big scene that is kind of like what the movie, I think, is built around. And it starts as the movie opens by telling us it is believed that there are musicians whose content, the soul they put into what they create as music is so powerful, it breaches the prime world and can go back in time, can go into the future, and it echoes across time. And it's a very supernatural, soulful feeling that connects people across multiple eras.
Okay.
And that's what Sammy's capable of doing. So when he has this scene in the movie, it is beautiful to look at, to listen to, and to think about from a technical aspect. It is the past, the present, and future of music happening at once while he's singing some serious old school Southern blues. It laces multiple eras of music, multiple cultures of music into something that should sound like noise, but it doesn't. So shout out to the composer, and I forgot the guy's name. His name ain't from around here. It's a European name, like with dots over the O's and stuff. I can't pronounce it, so I'm not even gonna try.
Okay.
But killed it. The scene is beautiful, and that's what our villain of the movie is interested in, is that ability for music to reach out to the future, to the past, and let you feel things. Because our villain, he wants to capture that and use that to see his past people. Our villain is obviously a vampire, was spoiled by Spoiler 2.
Capture the
trailer
person?
2 and spoiler.
Capture the person or the ability?
The person that can sing like that.
And he's the only one that can.
As shown by the movie. Yep, he's the only one that can do it.
Okay.
So he wants that because with that dude singing, being able to transcend reality like that, the vampire, his name is Remick, he can see, at least even for the duration of a song, I would assume, his dead relatives, because he's a vampire. He's very old, and he's not from the 1930s when the movie takes place. He's been around and vamping for at least since 1911, based on like the viral promotional materials. So this is huge for him because he could, like, just imagine you a vampire. You got kids, nephews, nieces, uncles, best friends, wives, side pieces. I don't know your life. I don't judge. That you can't see no more. But if this dude starts laying out a melody, you can at least be in the room with them for the length of the song. Miko's back, and it just
Oh, I get it. They're
wants
not
that.
talking to like other vampires. They're talking to just people in their lives. Like it puts them into
Through
another
time.
realm.
Through all of time. It just brings all of time
Oh.
into the
And
room
it's
with them.
real? Like it's not just like there's a word for it. Like a figment of their imagination almost, or like I've been watching so much Star Wars, like a holodeck situation where it's like
That's Star Trek, not Star Wars.
Sorry,
you will get
Star
us
Trek.
canceled for stuff
I'm
like
so
that.
sorry. Look, and I've watched it so many times. I should know better. I'm tired, all right?
Well, to us as people, you don't really see it as clearly, but this dude's got vampire senses and sensibilities, so it might register a little more boldly and clearly, because vampires aren't really from around here, so they're from the other side, so to speak.
Okay.
That's where he fits in. And the last character I have to kind of introduce, which will also go back to what I was talking about, the character Annie as well, is Mary. Mary catches up with Stack, which is, I would say, the more aggressive of the twins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just lay this out. They in love. but Stack be out in these streets, and he can't have Mary out in the streets with him because he genuinely cares about her. So he goes through steps in their life where he literally, like, it's like I can't be with you, but you're the only person I could be with. But it's the 1930s, so he makes sure she's taken care of, like to the point of like, marry this dude, don't be with me.
Oh,
But my heart
wow.
is with you, and her heart is with him, and he leaves because remember, tail in the camera, Miko on camera. He's he went to Chicago and left her. She is angry. And when she
Yeah.
shows up, it's flames, but it's also sparks. And so that is Haley Steinfeld's character. Um, Now, same situation with Smoke. Smoke come home. He's the other brother. He's the one I would say is a little more measured.
Mm-hmm.
His girl is Annie, and Annie and him have something much deeper together, I think. Something very real, something that I think is forever, and also quite tragic. But it is not,
Well,
I think it's very clearly shown, but it's not like obviously beat over your head. It's one of the praises I would give this movie is it's not difficult to understand what's happening, but it doesn't have to like beat you over the head with what's being said or shown. It thinks higher of its audience, I would say.
hmm.
Um,
So
so
it's like, I love you. That sounds like I have like enormous amount of love for you, and then the other one
mhm.
sounds like he's in the love, like he really loves, like romantically
when they
loves.
when when Smoke and Annie reconnect, there's no time wasted. It's just like, oh, you still in the same spot. It's like,
Gotcha.
oh, he he probably could have took her with him to Chicago because there is no love lost between them two.
Mm,
Annie and Stat kind of gotta put some glue on some shit, put it together a little bit, reconnect it, and it'll work again.
gotcha.
Then what you see in the trailers kind of picks up. This is towards the end of the movie. Well, I should say the act three. Club opens, parties jump in. They've attracted the vampires, make themselves known, and they're trying to get in. And then you have your survival situation. Kind of got to make it till dawn. That's a breakdown, which is kind of what happens. High notes. There's plenty more, but I'm feverishly trying to preserve your ignorance of it because it's a good ride. Um, but what we're talking about in terms of, I said, there's a lot of allegory and a lot of symbolism in this movie. It's like vampires themselves are an amazing tool for symbolism because they can represent two, three, or four different things. For example, they're a predator that requires you to let them in. It's a weird kind of hunt when you have to let the danger into your house for it to even get to you. It's a bit of a
Right.
head trip. So the way they hunt you is to flirt or make a deal or charm or be slick with it. So it's a different kind of thing. And
Which is the
Remick
common
presents
thread in
himself.
vampire things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very easily used, but Remick presents himself with a very, very interesting premise because he has a different set of vampire powers than I've seen in a lot of vampire movies. They're not particularly super strong or moving like the Flash all crazy fast.
Yeah.
He does cheat gravity. He doesn't full tilt like defy gravity, but he cheats the crap out of it two times. Um, but he shares memories with every other vampire that he's responsible for. So if he made you a
Oh.
vampire, he'd know everything you know.
Okay.
And he's using their combined hive knowledge to make a compelling case for his whole angle of things. And that's more symbolism with it. That symbolism, particularly, it's got elements of cultural appropriation, uh, homogenized culture, um,
Interesting.
capitalizing off of minority culture, to put it in more broad terms. Those three
Mm.
things are very, very like that's me trying to say I think that would be ankle deep for how deep this movie goes on the things it's showing through what it does. And he's as the vampire leader, he is the agent of most of those symbols. Not
Hmm.
just because the vampire's the white dude and he's the black dude. I mean he's the bad guy, and the black dudes are the good people. It's like, yeah, that's very, very skin deep. It goes deeper into what it's talking about and the ideas it's can make you think about without beating you over the head with it or spelling it out like, I don't believe you're smart enough to understand this. Like, no, it's kind of right there. And it's
Okay.
just delivered smooth.
In a more
And
entertaining value, so it's not like you're learning something.
it doesn't, it doesn't have to like take you to class, but it also doesn't
Right.
drag. There are times where it almost drags, but it never does because it's always building or showing you something that's either got a lot of heart and character to it, or it's like, oh, this is gonna swing back and be important in 20 minutes in the movie, so you can kind of see that.
Cool.
But yeah, that's what happens mostly. Spoiler free, as best I could. All right, so can we please not make a sequel to this movie? This movie, at the time of recording, is sitting at like a nice juicy 98% or something like that on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
It made $61 million opening weekend. One of the benefits of waiting until Monday to make your review of it. You get the box office numbers on a $90 million, maybe $100 million budget. So it's like, that's a solid start to make half your budget in opening weekend. And
Yeah.
it's pretty close to a perfect score. Can we just have a near perfect self-contained story that's original? It's like your grandmama, like Big Mama down south, made you a nice warm sweet potato pie, and just enjoy the pie. Don't worry about where the next one's coming from. Eat this one. Let's just have this be good. Not every good thing needs part 2, 4, and 11,001. Like, this is solid work. Just let it be. And I agree with that 98%, but there are two% that I want to question.
Okay.
I have 2 questions. I'm gonna write them down so I didn't forget. Now this don't help you because you ain't seen the movie.
No.
This is for the viewers at home. Where them Choctaw natives go? What happened to them? They was there. They clearly knew what was going on more than other people, and then they just dipped. Like, did we only have like enough money in the budget for like, I don't know, 22 seconds of Native Americans? What? 2. Just want to know that Sammy is in Clarksdale, Mississippi in the first place. I feel like I want to know that.
They
Those
didn't
are my only
explain
two
that?
majors. Nah, he just showed up. Like, he literally, he just fell out the sky one day. It's like,
Okay.
those are my only 2 major, like, hey, what? That's it. Otherwise, it's very, very strong. Performances was good. I like how Michael B. Jordan played 2 characters that were twins, but didn't play one as night and one as day. They're both very much brothers and act very, very similar. Hailee Steinfeld, she come through with the accent. I felt like her accent was legit. I don't have a strong ear for Mississippi accents, but what's my girl's name? Jamie Lawson. I didn't mention her earlier. She plays Pearline. She's the romantic interest of young cousin Sammy. She's a singer in the movie. She hits some notes hard in the club, and that's a whole thing. I'm gonna tear her name up, but is it Wunmi Mosaku? She plays Annie. I think she might be my favorite character in the whole movie. She was not
Huh.
only the love interest of one of the brothers, but she also was the person with the rule book on vampires. She was your spiritual. I know some mystic stuff. I put a root on you, so she got that little voodoo Cajun accent, and not accent, knowledge. Like she half a Mobu in there, helping him with that. She had a little protection spell on my man's neck that he carried with him, and all that. And then I think Delroy Lindo showing up. He was mostly our comic relief, and he was also just natural, like without being trying to be funny. He was like old black man in a crazy situation funny, where you gonna say some stuff that an old dude would say, but it's also hilarious, naturally delivered. He was hitting them just like funny, without really
Ah.
pushing, trying to be. So he was our comic relief without being silly. Overall, strong performances, but nothing like so super crazy that it'll blow your mind. A lot of people have been saying that Miles Caton, I think say his name. It looks like Caton. Maybe it's Caton. I don't know. It's Caton. that he like steals the show in every scene he's in. Now, dude's singing was just like, oh, he really is doing that. Okay, cool. And he wasn't bad. It's just like I didn't feel like he stood out so far above everyone else because I felt like everybody showed up. Like it was a really solid work. Everybody did their thingy thing. And also, I think the movie has a strong agenda for pushing the performance and technique of how do I say this for G-ratedness? Oral's in there, and then exactly what you're thinking, but like aimed at lady folk, at the ladies.
That's a strange
it's a very
thing
strong,
to throw
it's
in
a
there.
through line through the movie. It is a through line through the movie. It's like, oh, y'all just front and center that in the car, and oh, later on, and oh, it's a lot of that in this movie. Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I mean, there's no nudity in the movie, but they definitely make it abundantly clear what is going on. That was my conclusion. It's solid. Everybody showed up. Toodaloo, kangaroo, we out. Peace.
No need for logic, we're drunk enough to walk. Just kick back, relax, and let the chaos go. People talking nonsense, and they acting so foolish. Every topic, every discussion is a true bliss. From aliens to unicorns, we cover it all in this nexus of nonsense. We won't let you fall. Hey yo,